topic. Residents in the Swansea and Elyria neighborhoods may endure even louder construction noise if the contractor's request for a noise variance is approved. Kiewit, who also was the contractor for the T-Rex project in the south part of I-25, is asking for higher allowances at night and no limits during some daytime bridge demolition. Krista, I really feel for the residents in Elyria and Swansea. They really, from the point I-70 went through, those neighborhoods have really been getting the desperately short end of the stick. But to endure even louder noise during night, they said, I think I remember reading it was 80 decibels, which was the alarm clock. That's all night long. That's not even the no limits that would happen during the day. Do the residents in these neighborhoods have a shot at getting any sleep for the next 4 years?
I think it's going to be tough, and I am sympathetic to the people who live there, but we also have to remember that demolition is noisy. There's no way to get around that. What the board ended up doing is giving them a 1-year variance. So they actually have to go back and reapply. That means that they have to make sure that they fulfill their promises to the neighborhood, whether it's hotel vouchers or fixing up homes so that they are less loud. It's, there's a little bit of an accountability measure there, but I also appreciate the fact that this work is loud, and to get it done and to get it done in a timely way, it's going to have to be loud.
Penn, as an attorney, as a former civil servant, are the folks in Elyria and Swansea just in for a miserable 4 years?
I think they are. I mean, this part of this neighborhood is an area I represented when I was in the Senate, and I went to the hearing yesterday. I was curious to see how the board was going to receive this, and they did sort of take a half measure in terms of approving just a year to see how it works out. But the bottom line is these neighborhoods are going to be hugely impacted for theoretically a convenience of a bunch of other people. And I do believe that the way this is all played out politically at the city and state level, they've pretty much been ignored. And there's a whole environmental justice issue here, because these are neighborhoods that are predominantly minority and poor. And people just aren't that concerned. And I don't know, I was talking with someone last night about it and said, how would you feel if someone told you, pack up your stuff and move into a hotel for 3 days because the construction is going to be right next to your house? I don't know if I'd be very happy about that.
Ed, do you think, from what we've seen from Kiewit as the contractor, which did the T-Rex project and had similar noise issues and walls, all that kind of good stuff, is this a track record that I guess the general citizenry in Denver can have hope that something's going to be done, or is it a poor track record?
Well, I mean, they can very much look at the T-Rex project and decide, and there are various opinions about that. I was not here during most of the construction of that, so I can't weigh in on that. But I will tell you this, the general citizenry of Denver and general citizenry period led to this. And here's what I mean by that, is that you've heard two things over the years about these construction projects. One is that they're awfully expensive. We need to find some way to bring them in on time, to bring them in on cost. And second is that they drag too long. We need to find some way to bring them in on time. So governments have come up with the idea of public-private partnerships, which is exactly what the Central 70 project is. It's a deal with Kiewit Meridian where they are going to be assuming some of the risk. And in fact, if they come in late, it's their financing that's going to get chipped on this. They're not going to get paid if they come in late on this. And so in order to speed up the work, as the citizens have asked for, they've said, okay, we're going to need to work through the night, and that's how we're going to stay on time, and that's how we're going to make our money. So theoretically, everyone has complained about the efficiency and the cost of these projects. Public-private partnerships are a way of dealing with the efficiency and the cost. Here's the blowback, is that businesses are going to act like businesses, and they're going to make sure it gets done, and they're thinking about how to get done, not about the surrounding neighborhood quite as much. It's a catch-22 in all honesty, but this is what people should be thinking about when they think, how do we get here?
Patty, you've had personal experience with crazy construction of a highway near your house. What do you have any advice for the residents in Swansea and Elyria?
Earplugs, earplugs. They actually offered my neighborhood, the CDOT offered hotel places, which we didn't take at the time. But it does get really loud. We know this, but that was for a night. These guys are going to go through it for at least a year. They knew it was coming. That's why you've had so many neighbors fight it. On the other hand, that smaller neighborhood against all of Denver, and not just Denver, Coloradans and other people traveling who want this project to be done faster so they're able to go through on I-70 faster, that's a hard will of the people to go against. But there have been some really tone-deaf things, like CDOT had a happy art project on the elementary school that is right up against the highway. painting murals to make people happy and maybe drown out some of the sound. And some of the artists backed out just because they thought they were art washing a really bad project.